our speaker for this morning, Reverend Dr. Louis Gates. I asked him, how would you like me to introduce? He kept it very short and simple. But I would like to say he takes so many hats, and he has done that so many times in the past years. My first meeting him was when I got here for the very first time in one of his Friday night services, and I've known him since then. So Reverend Dr. Louis Gates, as a medium, teacher, healer, and many other forms that he takes as he participates with his spiritualist journey. Please welcome with a warm round of applause, Reverend Dr. Louis Gates.
Morning, everyone. When we were on a cruise this past week, we were on a psychic cruise, and kept hearing about the Olympic Road. Follow the Olympic Road. Find that. And I remembered back when I was a kid, I kind of watched that movie. I watched The Wizard of Oz and was enthralled with that movie and all of it. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that as a spiritual journey that we're all on. We're all on a spiritual journey in our lives, trying to find that journey. Because when Dorothy did the journey, it was a spiritual quest to realize one's truth. We as spiritualists are on a spiritual quest to find our own personal truth. That's what we're doing. We come to churches, but we also do it in our personal time. When we sit in meditation, we sit and be quiet. We talk to God. We talk to our loved ones. We talk to ourselves. It's only when you answer yourself you get in trouble. As long as you can just talk to yourself and ask yourself, how's the journey? The Yellow Brick Road was a path to enlightenment. And spiritualism is always this path to enlightenment. Whatever path that you choose, whether it's spiritualism, whether it's another path, but it is your personal path to enlightenment, to bring you to that consciousness within your being. You can try, I've been through all kinds of religions. I kind of stuck with this one, but we still have parts of the other religions. It's like someone placed a cornerstone in our auric field. Maybe we have a Baptist cornerstone. Maybe we have a Pentecostal. Maybe we have something else. But we have these little cornerstones within our vibration, but we can't get rid of them. They're there. We were raised with that. That was part of us. That's what happened to spiritualism, because so many other religions came into spiritualism that brought all of their luggage. So through all the luggage, they sorted through it, kept what they needed, and let the rest of it go. But as far as the Methodists and Christians and everybody else, we still held on to some of the stuff that we truly believe in. So we're on our own path, our own journey, because of who we are, our inner being, our vibration in our lives. So don't throw everything out with the dishwater. Don't throw everything out. Keep what you need for you, because you're on your own personal journey. Keep what you need to make you feel comfortable within your own being. The Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Lion, they represent parts of the human psyche that believe that they lack essential qualities, like having intellect, emotion, or courage. We ultimately discovered in our lives that everything about that is already within us. We might be afraid to do public speaking, but we can do it. We force ourselves to do it. We might be afraid of something in our lives, but we gather the courage to do it within our own being. We're smarter than we think we are. We think that we might not be able to accomplish that, but I always tell my students that never say never. I never can do that. I never can. Oh no, I can't do that. I'll never get that. Never say nevers in your life, because nevers will never be able to get you to where you need to be. Just say that maybe there's a possibility I'll be there. It's a possibility that I might get that. But never, that no nevers in your vibration. An emotion in our lives. We feel We treat ourselves worse than anybody else can treat ourselves. We beat ourselves up over situations and vibrations in our lives. Maybe you were raised in a family that should have been locked up and put life imprisonment. But you were stuck with them. These were the crazies that you picked. Remember, you picked them. You picked them. So the only one to blame for these individuals that are in your life, you. You, because you can always push the car out from the driveway. Don't start it till you get halfway down the block. But we picked them. We chose people in our lives, and we can always change the individuals within our lives. But we picked them. The wizard signifies as false situations in our lives, and we're taught a lot in our lives about when we're into this religion of spiritualism. There's a lot of modalities that we kind of get fed into. Oh, you know, I'm going to need that special crystal or I can't be healthy. That crystal's going to give me energy. Boy, if I don't have my secret spray that I use to do readings, you know, I'm going to attract evil spirits, you know. I need this and I need that, but we're not really looking within us. We're looking at that outside force, that outside vibration. Because someone told us that was going to work for us. But it's a lot like symbol books that we sell in the bookstore. Don't tell the bookstore I told you not to buy them. But they're symbol books out in the bookstore. And as you go look at those, it is somebody's interpretation of what that symbol meant to them. What it meant to them. It's not really what it meant to you. It could be a total different situation that you remember of that same symbol that somebody else sees differently. Sees differently in the vibration. So, symbols are your connection to the spirit world. It's what it means to you. You might take 100 dream books and try to find out one book that will give you the information you're looking for. But what's your first thought, first impression? What was your first impression of some dream that you had? What was your first impression of something in your life? Not because you read 20 books and finally found something that you said, "Ooh, that'll probably do it." What was your first impression? As spiritualists, we have to listen to ourselves. There's so much coming at us. There's so much in this kind of work or working with spirit. We're told a lot of things in our lives. But we have to pick which works for us, what fits the vibration of. I might not do certain things, but they don't quite fit me. But you might love them. You might think, "Oh my God, that's perfect for me." Then do that. Do that vibration. But don't take on something false that doesn't work for you just because someone said, "Oh, it'll work." But you know it's not going to work. It's not going to work for you. It doesn't fit the vibration for you. When I first came out here many, many years ago, just a few, I was always told, you need to read this way. Don't you dare get off the path. Don't you dare do that. And I said, why not? They could never tell me why not. Why couldn't I do that? Why couldn't I do that? Why couldn't I find my own journey? Well, I did find my own journey, but I was told at the beginning I should follow the certain path that they had for me. That reminded me of my father when he ran a large church. Do as I say, not as I do. I was always told that. But I was always wondering why I should do that when they weren't doing it. I do what you feel is best for you, what fits the vibration for you, especially on your own spiritual growth, on your own spiritual vibration within your life. What do you feel? Does it work for you? In the beginning of the slippers and the original vibration of the Wizard of Oz was silver. They're not ruby slippers, they were silver slippers, signifying the silver cord that were attached. My mother always used to believe that. She had the silver cord, and when she meditated, she kept a light on, just so she could see herself back to her body. I was still My brothers and me, sneaky as we were, we waited until she was in deep meditation, and we snuck in and turned the light off. We did. We were going to see if she was going to make it back. So she always made it back, but we would have that fun of turning that light off. But we're always going to come back from the spirit world as to our intentions, our vibrations of what we envision we want to see. That's what brings us back. It's what you are propelling inwardly, what you believe in, what you propel in your vibration. That's what you see. That's what you come back with. That's what you come back with information. You must always set your meditation before you go in. So you guys kind of got an idea of what you're looking for. Oh, I'm just open 24/7. I'm just heading anywhere. Well, you might have to take a taxi back home once you get there, because you have to realize that you are attached to the spirit world constantly. Everything that happens in your life is taking you to the destinations in your vibration that you chose. The only free will you have in this lifetime is the free will of the journey you're taking to the destination. You want to go off-road? Go off-road. Want to take the path? Take the path. Want to be a little crazy? Be a little crazy. But you're still going to get to that destination. You're still going to find it. Is it going to be pleasant? Not so pleasant? What is it going to be? And that's what we try to teach you in spiritualism. We try to have you understand that you are in control. You allow all the stuff in your life. You do all that stuff. Do you really like it? Do you expect it? Or are you just doing it just to please others? Or are you doing it just to do that? But do it to please you. And if it helps others, find your path, find your journey. Talk to your guides. Thank yourself for being here. When I said in the meditation, thank yourself for being here, pat yourself on the back. You've made the journey. Treat yourself with respect. Don't beat yourself up every day because of something you've done. Maybe that whole vibration that you did was more of a life lesson for someone else, and you just had collateral damage. Maybe that whole vibration, the old thing is maybe life is like the hokey pokey. You put your left foot in, put your left foot out, turn yourself around. Maybe that's all it is to it. We're just doing the hokey pokey through our lives. So maybe that's it, vibration. The cyclone in the Wizard of Oz represents upheavals and situations within our lives. We're all going to have some kind of death in our life. We're going to have a death of something in our lives, whether a job, a relationship, somebody in our family dies, goes to the spirit world. We're going to have death within our lives. And everything is kind of a death in our vibration. If we lose a job, we lose a piece of ourselves. There's a small death within our vibration that we're trying to fill with something else. We're always, a relationship, something in our vibration, we're trying to fill it with something. Because this is a death within our vibration. So when something leaves your life, something propels itself away from you in your life, figure out what you're trying to fill it with. Or is someone trying to fill it with you? The story, not too long ago, we lost our French Bulldog. Lost it. French Bulldog went to spirit. But within hours, people were trying to drop dogs off at our house. Could you give me a moment? Give me a moment before you start bringing the dogs. People are well-meaning. They just want to fill that spot in your life. So how are they filling the spot? Are you comfortable with what they're actually bringing? So when people are trying to fill that death, that spot in your life, what are they filling it with? Or what are you filling it with? Ask yourself, does it work for you? Does it fit the vibration for you? Because we're all on a self-discovery in our life. The story Encourage letting go of the need to be what others expect and embrace one's authentic self. Stop trying to please everyone. I told this before in a church. People will come up to me and go, "Louis, you look so tired today." And I'll look right back at him. I say, "Well, I was just fine till you walked up." So don't let people bring you to a situation in your life. Always kind of look at it. I'm walking my path. I'm walking my journey. Be your authentic self. My authentic self might be a lot different than your authentic self. But I was raised into spiritualism. I was raised in the Baptist and Christian churches. I was raised by my grandmother, who was Catholic, thinking I should be the first family priest. I was raised in different religions through my life. But I always kind of thought, because I knew when my father would read me verses, and he said, "Read this." And I'd read it, but I would get something totally different out of it. It wasn't what he thought it meant. It meant something different to me. And that's when we have to listen to ourselves. When somebody says, "Read this." And we look at it and go, no, it's not what it means to me. It's not what it means to me. Treat yourself with enough respect to be your authentic self. Be your authentic self. Don't cave and go, "Oh, I guess that's what it means. I guess that's what it's going to do." Be your authentic self. Encourage your inner power within your life. The greatest power is not external, but resides within all of us. That power you have that you were born with, it's within your own being. It's within your own vibration. Encourage the power within you. Because you could be entering this lifetime, you could have entered this lifetime driving a Vega. But we can definitely leave this lifetime driving a Maserati. Doesn't mean we have to drive the same car off this earth plane. It means that we need to encourage the power within us, raise the vibration around us. And that encourages the people that are attracted to us. The more negative you are, the more negative people will gather in your vibration. The more positive you are, positive people will arrive. So think positive for a little while, no matter what's going on in your life. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act despite of it. We have to be courageous in our lives. We have to believe that we have power. We have to believe that we were put here for a purpose. Maybe we have a small purpose. Maybe that's it. Some of us might have a larger purpose. But we're still all affecting the universal mind. So what purpose do you have? Don't think you're here because you're here to suffer. Oh, no. I told you can push that car out, push it down the road, start it, and drive as fast as you can. Change your name, forget about all the people in your life, and find new friends. The problem with that is we moved from Cassadaga and people all followed us. So they found us. So you can't outrun them, but you can outthink them. We have to realize that everything in our lives is power. The Yellow Brick Road is a journey. Are you traveling the Yellow Brick Road? Are you heading to the Emerald City? Or are you stuck somewhere in the haunted forest with the flying monkeys? Your choice is up to you. And spiritualism has so many avenues within spiritualism and working in the metaphysical realm that you can find your personal journey. So find that. Enjoy the journey that you're on. Have fun with the journey. Don't be miserable, because people will not hang around with you. Be happy, and you'll encourage others to be happy with you. And I want to leave that with God's blessings.